Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the second annual Brandon the Beldam's Bad Movie Christmas Stream. So, in a nutshell, last year I started this thing on my channel where I would take two kind of random movies that had to be Christmas themed, and I would basically just do a double feature of them. Last year, I I I think it was last year. Um, I did a double feature of Rene Cardona's 1959 Santa Claus, or Santa Claus and the Devil, and the Keanu Reeves and Drew Barrymore film, Babes in Toyland film, but I couldn't. I turned that one off halfway through because it was just like I could not finish it because I was just bored. But this year, I'm determined to stick through both of these movies, no matter how bad or how amusing they get. But um yeah, I'm just gonna wait a few minutes before we start the movie. And the first movie to up on the block tonight is 2019's uh, Black Christmas remake. This was directed by Sophia DeCall, and I uh, I have seen this one before, twice actually, but um yeah, I don't enjoy this one, guys. And you may be asking, well, if you don't enjoy this movie, then why are you watching it? Well, that's kind of the whole point of the bad Christmas double features. Is because to find movies that aren't particularly enjoyable. But you know, I want to I'm going to try to be fair and I want to give my commentary, but I want to go into this movie to find something positive to say, uh, even if I don't enjoy the film. I want to do something, say something. It's got to be, I don't know, it's got to be something enjoyable about it. But yeah, if you guys want to watch along, I would not recommend paying money for this movie, but if you guys want to watch along with me, if you guys can find it on streaming or somewhere, that's pretty cool. I'm just here. I want to enjoy your guys' company. So yeah, but how is your guys' Christmas Eve going so far? My whole family is sick, and I'm just trying to do my best to not get sick myself because I hate being sick. I just don't. Nobody likes being sick. Like I don't, but nobody likes being sick. That's why I'm trying to contain myself as much as I can. But my house is only so big, so if I get it, I get it. I'm just like it's gonna suck, but what can you do? I'm just trying to do the best I can with it. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna just give it. I shared it out. I know everybody has. I know it's Christmas Eve. Everyone has. Everyone has. They have plans. They have things to do. It's a busy, busy night for many people. But I'm just here. I want to enjoy it. Your guys' company. We're gonna have some laughs. We're gonna just have a good time together. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Can you let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me or uh okay. I'm gonna give it one more minute and then we're gonna get this show on the road. And tonight's and by the way, tonight's stream is going to be broken up into two parts. This is part one. This is the first movie I'm going to watch, and then after this movie ends, I'm going to take a bit of a we're going to take a bit of a hiatus, a little bit of a break, not for long, just to get your you have to go to the restroom, get a snack or something. I'm going to start the next movie at 7:10 p.m. my time. It's currently 5:07 p.m. And so if you guys want to come in and just hang out and we'll talk and you know uh I'm really trying to get my channel back off the ground, kind of give it its own identity, its own style, something I want to do. uh yeah, I'm probably going to do more like first time movie watches. Do it kind of like live streams at it. I might have to do these late because I live with my family. It's just a matter of it's a matter of shared space and it just schedules and stuff like that. So I have to find time when I can go live without these disturbances or interruptions, I should say. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think we waited long enough. It's currently we're only 7 minutes in, but I'm going to start the movie, and if you guys want to watch along, you can. So let's try to enjoy Black Christmas 2019. All right, I'm going to start it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so Sophia DeCall and company obviously wanted to go in a different direction with the Black Christmas movie instead of just retelling the story of Billy again. So I kind of I could see why they would want to do something different. The problem though is herein lies with the execution of the movie. And we'll talk about it as the movie goes on, but Sorry, that was my brother. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate that a I don't I don't like that a woman directed this movie. I think that's not really the problem with it. It's just like the way um see the Jesus. See, we just got our first glimpse of the. We just got our first glimpse of the crystal unicorn, which is obviously a reference to the Bob Clark original Black Christmas and the Glenn Morgan 2006 remake. There's references sprinkled from the first two Black Christmases in this movie, but they are few and far between, and they are just kind of littered in this movie that, for lack of a better term, it just kind of it takes the name, it just kind of I don't know, it just I don't think I wouldn't qualify this as a remake. It's just more of a reimagining of the Black Christmas story. What does a Christmas ham and sorority girl have in common? They both squeal before they die. See, this opening scene is not too bad. It's the scene is this opening scene is okay. Like, and I'm not against the idea of doing something like taking the idea of multiple killers. I mean, Scream did that, so it's not really the problem. It's just like just this whole like issue with this. It feels so. I mean, we'll talk about it when we get to it, but like this whole issue is like this movie is very like social justice, and it doesn't make the movie fun. It just makes it infuriating, and it doesn't help that most of these characters just really aren't that well written. Whoops. I think if they just made this okay. See, the 2006 remake, that was a straight slasher. It had a little bit of an odd commentary throughout, but this one is more of a reimagining of the first film. That's obvious. But whereas the messages in that movie, or like the themes of it, is kind of a little more subtle compared to like how this movie portrays its messages. This girl. I don't know why. That girl just like she never not Imogen Poots' character, Riley. I'm talking about the girl that just came in to get her Diva Cup. But maybe it's her shirt that says her shirt says your monologue is boring me. And I'm not the type to say like I get offended by stuff but that one just like I mean it's just a shirt. But it's just like oh, we're that's just kind of like the suddenly in your face like some messages that's saying yes, we are a fiercely feminist movie, but we're not really that subtle about it, you know? Oh, so we got our first like comment. Let's see if I could pull. Hey, Brett man, what's up? What's going on, buddy? How are you doing? Brave for watching this film. Me and Brad made our first live stream. Yeah, I know. Um, I'm glad you're here, buddy. I hope you're having a great Christmas Eve. So far, so good. Very full. I wanted to say hi before I get back to family business. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Brett. Um, yeah, I hope you have a great day tomorrow. Everyone in the chat or everyone who watches the replay, I hope you guys have a great Christmas. Okay, one other issue I do have with this movie is its rating. This is PG-13, but the thing is, I'm not against the mind that PG-13 horror movies cannot be good or scary, but this movie is really, I mean, this movie is really not that scary at all. I mean, the director Sophia DeCall said that she wanted to make this movie PG-13 so she could have like more, I guess, more female audience members like have this be their gateway horror film, which this really isn't like a great gateway horror film in my opinion. If you want like a really good PG-13 Christmas movie, watch like Krampus or Gremlins or uh yeah. I think those are the only two like real PG-13 or PG Christmas movies. Oh, and then we have our introduction of Carrie Elways as the professor. I don't know, guys. Like Carrie Elways in this performance, I think he's a fine actor in my opinion, but I think with this movie they don't really give him that much to work with. He's just kind of he's almost phoning this performance in. Like, I mean, he's this script is not doing anybody any favors. Yeah, I mean I think they're trying, but yeah. See, they don't like the lit that he's teach. They don't like the lit that he's teaching them. It's like mainly written by men, so they're trying to get they're starting a petition to get him fired. Which has that ever actually worked? You see, like the petition, you see those petitions that are circulating all the time online. And granted, I have signed a few of the petitions, but those for reasons, not because to get someone fired. But people make petitions over kind of just sillier things, you know, like the fireman petition going around with Halloween Kills came out. Uh, and I'm not a fan of Chris in this movie. I don't know. She's just like something about her just something about her just makes me it's just she just kind of comes across as arrogant to me. I mean, she's like that crusading social justice warrior, but oh god. I don't know. It's clear they have something to say in this movie, but it's just like the problem is the characters aren't written that well. See, they got to make at least one guy in this movie awkwardly likable because the rest of them are just they portray the rest of these guys. The rest of the men in this movie are just complete douchebags. And this guy's coming in like a fucking, he's acting sick, this the stereotypical college, like high school jock. He thinks he could just fucking steamroll over everyone just because he's popular. I fucking hate that. You know, mercifully, this movie is short too, or just like. Oh, I got the only other likable, semi-likable guy in this movie. Nobody in this movie is written that well. I mean, I know I keep harping on that, but still, it just bothers me so much. I recently saw an Instagram post ask. I think it was a. I forgot who posted it, but um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you see this. I can't remember like who posted it, but someone asked, of the three Black Christmas movies, which one, like, how would you rank the sorority houses in like every individual movie? Like the one from uh, the original 1974 film is by far the most eerie. The 2006 one is probably my personal favorite. Um, because that house, it's so the house is like has like an almost an imposing factor to it on the outside, but inside, especially when you get to like the movie where it's mainly a sorority house now and so warm and inviting. That's probably my favorite version of it. I think the house in the original is beautiful as well though. With this one, I don't really have much of an opinion on it. I mean, the house itself, it isn't really there's not really a lot of action that takes place at this house, so it's not set in that. Like the movie's not set entirely in this house. So it's like they get out and uh, they go explore around this campus. So it's just like the house is just. What I'm saying is like the house itself, in the original and in the 2006 movie, they're characters in themselves. And this one doesn't really leave that much of an impact, in my opinion. See, these fucking guys in this movie are they're just dickheads. You know, in whatever way you spin it, like whether it's a male and a female or a female and a male, both ways, like the word I don't want to say the actual word because I don't want my stream to get like my channel to get cut off, but you know, non-consensual things or non-consensual sex. It's like whether both ways, it's not okay. It's never okay. Whether it's more it's not okay. Whether a man is doing it to a woman or if a woman is doing it to a man. You know what this guy kind of reminds me of? I don't know if Chase Mosier would ever see this. Oh, by the way, if he's a great guy. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, Mosier Movie Reviews, please go subscribe to him. He's a great friend and a great content creator. But appearance wise, this guy kind of reminds me a little. He kind of looks like Chase Mosier. And Chase, if you watch this, that's a compliment. It really is. It's when I see this scene, all I could think of is Santa's helpers from Mean Girls. That dance was so fetch. Well, that was a nice way to get your message across. Why is he asking her if her name was Riley? Like, we just saw him like in the coffee shop like 10 minutes ago. So he's not exactly a stranger to her. This isn't like. Why is he acting like this is the first meeting of them? Uh. Hmm. Ha 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 ha. That was such a dad joke. So you can see where this guy's coming from. Hmm. and boycotted. Why did they feel the need to directly rip off that one of the most famous jump scares from Exorcist 3? Was that their way of homaging the movie, or was it just? I'm telling you, that was. We all know this. That was a direct ripoff. Uh, I think I just realized that there's no house mother or Mrs. Mack in this movie. Well, if there is, I must have missed it because. Who was looking after these girls? there is a very, very thin plot in this movie. It's mainly just people just walking around, talking to each other, just like with a sprinkling of homages or references to Black Christmas. But mostly, this is just like a. Well, no shit, nothing. Something doesn't feel right. Are you guys excited for Thanksgiving too? I mean, it's coming. I know it's coming out in 2 years, but I'm excited for it. I think. I think we all are. The first Thanksgiving was awesome. We were all talking about what happened. We were all talking about what happened with Scream 7 yesterday. I didn't even know what's gonna happen. I don't even know what's gonna happen with that movie. Sucks. It just sucks what happened with it. Oh, I I hate those little mayo packets so much. I if it's not from a jar or a bottle of mayo, I will not put that shit on my sandwich. I just will not because I don't know how long those packets have been sitting out. I would rather eat the sandwich dry than just put that squeeze that white shit on my like my turkey or ham or whatever I'm putting on the sandwich. That's gross. See, I don't think you were making fun of them. I think you were calling them out for something like a serious assault that they did to you. You were putting attention on them. She reminds me so much of a young Catherine. Not no, not Catherine O'Hara. Catherine Hicks. Yeah. He's so embarrassed he couldn't even. He's so embarrassed he couldn't even finish that line. Oh, excuse me. My sneaking up behind you, put my hand on your shoulder, jump scare and music wasn't accompanying me. I think this was just a paycheck movie for Carrie, which this movie didn't even make a lot financially, so it probably wasn't even worth it. That should have been the tagline of the movie. We're not inspiring people, we're pissing people off. Oh, I haven't watched the series Into the Dark personally, but I could totally see this. I guess being being like a story that could come from that series. It's just kind of like a it almost has like a Twilight Zone episode feel to it, but it's not one of the good ones. It's just kind of one of the mid episodes, or I should say mid stories. It's just it's not good, but it's not like it's just kind of bland. Do Christmas lights expire? You use more than one outlet, right, Clark? Oh God. This is the scene that pretty much made this is the scene that pretty much made everyone hate this movie. God, these girls are such fucking hypocrites. Oh my God. It's like a fucking it's like a Twitter or Facebook argument just like playing out but with just like playing out in front of you just with actors. You can almost see like Facebook or Twitter posts posted over these people just like going back and forth with each other. It's just so infuriating. It's like their message is not subtle at all. And these characters are so unremarkable. I always just forget their names. It's like they're so generic. Like the only one I can really remember is Riley. She's, if you were to ask me like if you were to ask me the characters' names in like the 2006 movie, I could have probably named them off the bat because, well, I have a lot more nostalgia for that one, but yeah. I mean, the characters in that movie were nothing to hit home about, but compared to these characters, at least they had some character. I mean, what did these girls have? Oh, we turned out the lights. So I guess we're spooky now. I know I said earlier that I like the idea that there are multiple killers in slasher movies, but these guys are just like the killers in this movie. They're just not that. They're just not interesting. Oh, by the way, if you guys happen to watch the replay of this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. And please leave a comment too, and let me know what you think of this 2019 Black Christmas. Dude, what was even the freaking point of putting that in there? It was. We already know that she was killed, so. And she didn't even die the same. She didn't even die the same way, like, of how a Black Christmas victim would die. She got stabbed in the eye with a piece of glass. And traditionally, like, the victims of Black Christmas are probably the most famous one is the suffocation via plastic bag or I don't know what you call those things. Like the dry cleaner things, like to keep your clothes clean. See, I would have called Aaron from Here Next to take these guys out. What? There's more than one? Well, I guess I'm down for the count. Seriously, that was an embarrassing death. See, there's the paper bag suffocation. What is with this editing? And here is the whole exposition dump in the movie. Uh-huh. And I'm just thinking of Chris Stuckman's review of random movies that just and like movies and animes, and it's just so funny. She's basically summarizing this whole movie at this point. And yet it has nothing to do with Black Christmas. What is she gonna go toe to toe with the old man Marley? They're gonna start calling me the South Bend Shovel Slayer. So, if you guys are still with me, we're at the point where Carrie Elway's character basically monologues his entire evil plot. It's so. Hmm. It doesn't make sense. It's not interesting. The only thing I would accept this as is this is just a freaking complete lampoon on uh, social, political extremists. It's the only thing I would accept this as, because if you took this like plotline completely seriously, I was just like, this is just embarrassing. It's not even This movie is not even It's not entertaining. I don't even know. I don't know what this. I don't know what it is. Uh, I don't watch this one nearly as much as the original, and especially the first remake. I With the original movie, the original Black Christmas, I come back to it maybe every couple of years. It's just not a movie that it's not like in my rotation of holiday horror films. I enjoyed the movie. I was just like, it's my God, is it way better than this? But the 2006 one is more entertaining to me, and that one's just like it's more fun. It's more fun, I should say. I I won't watch this one unless I absolutely have to. It has no there's nothing entertaining about it. It's why why should I care, or any of us care about these characters? They're just not. This is so, this is so over the top, I swear. And look, it's symbolism, parallels, fighting, girl power. I could just freaking picture the theme from the Tomb of Balin playing over this, and it would probably make the scene better just to have music from an actual good movie playing over this fight. It does the Rob Schneider thing from almost like, wait. Oh, and speaking of Lord of the Rings, Erwin's one line in, well, not one line, but I should say one line of Return of the King where she says, "I am no man" to the Witch King, and before she stabs her freaking sword into its face. That is much more of a badass girl power moment than this entire movie. Just that one scene in action, way more impactful than this. And they snap these poor kids out of their spell, and then they just leave them to die. And there it is, folks. There is the 2019 remake of Black Christmas. Oh. Oh boy. When I started this stream, I wanted to go in kind of just to make more jokes about it, because this movie is just, the jokes just write themselves, because this movie is just so, it's not it's not. It's not. It's not an enjoyable movie, guys. It's really not. Well, that's pretty much obvious. I mean, this movie is just so. I don't even know what this is. It has a story. It has a cast. It has a message. Oh, wait, there's more. Ah, there it is. Anyways. Oh, yeah. It exists. That's pretty much what I can say about it. It just exists. It's not a movie that it's not a movie that I can see a lot of people coming back to. I mean, I obviously I can't speak for everyone, and nor do I want to. I mean, your opinion is your opinion. I'm just saying, like, personally, I don't, like I said, I don't come back to this one as much as the other two. And it's not just because I'm not like, uh, I'm not misogynistic or anything like that. It's just, I have no issues. I don't have an issue with this woman. I don't have an issue with like a woman directing this movie, nor do I have an issue with this movie featuring a mostly female cast. I don't take issue with that. I just take issue with the very, very weak writing of this movie. It's just, and you can have a message. You can have a message in your film. I mean, a lot of how the original Black Christmas had a message, and it's a theme, but the way it's kind of articulated and it's presented, it's just it can make or break a movie, in my opinion. It's just this movie is very its message is very, very hammering to like the viewer. It's like it's very it's a very of its time. This movie is not even that old. But you could see this is a movie that it feels like it's made for like a certain like niche audience, and I just don't want to take part in that particular audience. I want to be I want to learn stuff from films, but I also want to be entertained by it. This movie is not entertaining. It's just it's boring. It's very yeah, it's boring. It's freaking I think it's unfair to a lot of like males, if you will. They say it, even though DaCosta herself, or no, I'm sorry, not DaCosta, not her. Uh, Takal said this movie was very, very feminist, and I don't have an issue with feminism. I just, I want to be entertained, but I also want to feel sympathy for characters, and these characters just don't make me feel sympathy for them outside of Riley. So, yeah, I just don't enjoy this movie, guys. So, we're gonna hang out for a little bit, just to see if anyone has any last minute thoughts on Black Christmas, or if you want to ask me any questions about it. If not, I'm gonna be taking a quick break. I will be back in 6.1. So let's say I would take about 30 minutes for the second movie of tonight. But if you guys are watching this, let me know, like, do you have any questions for me, or do you want to talk about anything else? Like I said before, if you're just coming in, please give the video a like, and just let me know what you think of this film overall. Is this your I'd be like, do you actually like this movie more than the other two versions of Black Christmas? I'd be curious to know that. So, I'm just gonna seriously, guys, if you just want please just put questions in the chat. I want to talk. I want to talk to you. I want to interact with you. I can see that 3 people are watching right now. So those of you who are watching, just please ask me anything. Is this movie worth the watch by what you've seen so far? Um, RJ, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna say no. Um, I don't think you would like. I can't speak personally, but this, like I said before, this movie is just Black Christmas is just it's just not entertaining. So if you're if you want to be entertained, I would not recommend giving it a watch because you'll probably most likely just be bored by it. But if you want to give it a watch, I mean that's up to you. I just would not recommend it. I would recommend the 2006 and the 1974 film though. So are you guys having a nice Christmas Eve? We're gonna be I think I'm just gonna stay on here for I'll give it 5 more minutes and then I'm gonna take a short break and then we're gonna um well I'm gonna move on to the next movie tonight. But if you're watching the replay and if you're just uh if you can't make it to the second one or you watch the replay on that one, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys's like viewers. I mean, anyone who's watching my videos, I appreciate. It's like you guys are awesome. But yeah, if you can't make it, or if you do, if you want to just skip this one and go on to the next stream, that's perfectly fine. Just letting you know. So, the second movie tonight is going to be a little bit more interesting because this one I have not seen. This will be my first time watching it, and my reactions to it will be completely genuine. So if you guys want to see my real reactions to it, come on over to the second stream. I mean, if you want, like, if you, I'm not like saying. I hope you do, but. Okay. I kind of want to see all three just to compare how bad or boring this latest version is. Haha. Well, RJ, I can assure you that this one is, in my opinion, the weakest of the three. But you're more likely to get more entertainment merit out of the other two. I mean, who knows? I mean, you could like the 2019 movie more than the 2006 movie, or even the 1974 film. Okay, everyone. I think I'm gonna call it for this stream. But if you have any last minute like questions or comments you want to ask me in the chat, just let me know before I close out. I'm just gonna see. Russell says this film has nothing to do with the 74 and 06 versions. Well, not really, Russell. I mean, it has like references. There are nods to the original film, but this one is like a completely. It just takes the name Black Christmas and just does something completely different with it. So it's not. I don't know why they call it a remake. This movie is more of a reimagining of the original, in my opinion. But no, it has little to no connections with the previous two movies. I mean, say like people were just like completely against the 2006 movie, but then when this movie came out, people were suddenly praising, like they really liked the 06 version, which the 06 version that was my introduction to the original, because I haven't even heard of the 1974 Black Christmas until the first remake came out. And I really, like I said, I really do like the 2006 remake just a little bit more. It's just because I grew up in that era of horror movies, and like I'm a millennial, so I grew up in the 2000. I was a teen in the 2000s, so the 2000s horror movies, those are kind of, I have like a soft spot for those movies. But I really do like the original one as well. Christmas Eve, I'm just kicking back in my apartment, baking Christmas sugar cookies, wrapping gifts. How was your day? My day was it was okay. RJ, I didn't really do much. I just spent all day just prepping for the stream tonight. This morning I just watched the 1947 Miracle on 34th Street, and that was a very, very sweet movie. I mean, that was a movie that was immediately put me into just more of a Christmas mood. It was so heartwarming, and I really liked it, and it was a first time watch for me. I think I watched the 90s remake only a few times growing up, but if I watch it now, I probably won't like it as much as the original movie. Uh 2006 films tell you who Agnes was. That's right, Russell, they do. I mean, depending on if I know I know some fans probably don't like that they tell us who audi they tell fans who Agnes was in the remake. But I didn't watch the remake growing up, like, well, not excuse me. I didn't watch the original as a kid, or like until well into my late teens, early 20s. So I don't really have like a nostalgia for the OG film. So I didn't really know who Agnes or Billy was prior to that. So sorry. Uh, so again, guys, I know we're well past the time I said I was gonna end the stream, but again, if you want to ask me or any questions or just anything in general, just feel free to do so. Uh, that's a classic for sure. Thankful for Christmas classic movies to get back to that Christmas magic movie. Yeah, yep. I don't know. I've I really loved Christmas when I was a kid, but over the years I've just kind of become more and more, I guess, distant from it. Mainly because it was just it's so commercialized now, and it's just all about the shopping and getting gifts, and I just don't want to associate Christmas with that because it's just so stressful. I just wanted a movie that just put me back into, like, I wanted a feel good Christmas movie. I was 18 when I saw the OG. Cool. Nice. RJ, I love the old classic. I love classic movies too, guys. I really, really do. There's something about granted I haven't seen every single classic ever made, but I love that kind of, there was a different, like, I'm gonna say like the 40s and the 50s, maybe even the 30s. That was a completely different era for films, and there was just something so charming and magical about films back then that you just don't see in films now, in my opinion. I miss the way people spoke, the way they dressed, how people just interacted with each other. It's just like complete. It was a completely different era from movies that are made today. Uh, that's one of the reasons Hitchcock's Psycho is my personal favorite horror film of all time. I think I just love how like classic that movie is. Do you guys have a favorite classic movie that you like watching? Like an all-time favorite? Our Xmas Eve tradition is watching a Christmas Carol with Alistair Sim. Russell, I'm gonna be honest with you about something. I never really got into a Christmas Carol. I don't get me wrong, the one version I watched when I was a kid was the Disney version with Scrooge, not Scrooge, Scrooge McDuck. I I think that's his name. I'm not sure. I forgot. But the Disney version of A Christmas Carol is probably is the one I watched the most as a kid. And there are so many like I guess it's just like pick which one you enjoy the most. But I think it's because there have been so many like versions of it. It's just a story that I never really got into that much. I mean, I appreciate it, but it's just not one that I got into. I will say though, there is there was a recent version that just came out not too long ago called Spirited. It stars Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell, and it's kind of like a musical take on Christmas Carol, and it's really funny, guys. If you guys have if you guys haven't seen Spirited, I would recommend that one. It's I want to give like a I kind of want to give it another watch because I really enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm not too big on Christmas Carol in general, even though I know it's a classic. Um, yes, Scrooge McDuck. Yes, that's it. Thank you, Russell. Yeah, I guess I could say that was kind of like that was my introduction to a Christmas Carol in general when I was growing up was the Disney version, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel that way too. Do you have a favorite '90s Christmas film? Oh man, RJ, my favorite '90s Christmas film will always be Home Alone, hands down. That's my favorite Christmas movie of all time because that was the one that even outside of Christmas, the Christmas season, that was I rewatched that movie so much growing up. It's a classic. But outside of that, uh, I would say that Batman Returns is a close second for me. Even though people, even though I think people debate on whether or not that should be considered a Christmas movie, it's set during Christmas. In my opinion, Batman Returns is definitely a Christmas movie. But yeah, those two are just probably my favorites. Mr. Magoo did this. Mr. Magoo did one classic. Russell, the only real, I think the only real um, connection I have with Mr. Magoo was the Leslie Nielsen Disney live action remake. I never watched the cartoon of that character, so yeah, that was my only uh, knowledge of Mr. Magoo was the Disney movie. Muppets: A Christmas Carol is a good one. That's a good one too. Can't remember the last time I watched that one. Nice. Same here. I'm gonna try to watch Home Alone later tonight, and I agree. If it's not set around Christmas, if it's set around Christmas, it's a Christmas movie. Yeah. I love the live action one. I can't remember if I'm glad you liked it, Russell. I just can't remember if I think I was just kind of indifferent on it. I just didn't really have any thoughts on it. I mean, it was just a movie I watched as a kid, but I'm glad you like it. P2 is a Christmas film. Is it? Um, I can't remember. I think it is. I've always seen. I saw that movie only once, so I can't say for sure. But I think it is a Christmas movie. All right, everyone. Unfortunately, I am gonna have to close end the stream here for Black Christmas 2019. But if you guys want to continue, if you guys want to continue keep the party going, I'll be doing my next stream, watch along over in, well, it's on my channel, but in 5 minutes. It's gonna be starting at 7:10 my time. So if you guys head over on my channel, you can find it. It's under the lives, so it's upcoming. But I will let you know what the movie is over there. So if you guys want to come and hang out and continue to talk, continue chatting, so I'm not just sitting here talking to myself like a moron. Yeah. But if you guys can't make it, I understand. But you guys have a Merry Christmas, and thank you for watching my, frankly, a pretty terrible Christmas movie with me. I really, really do appreciate it. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and I will see you soon, whether on the next watch along or in the next video. Take care. Good night, everyone.